All right, well, good afternoon, fans. Welcome in here on audiosportsonline.com as well as XRB Radio, 1610 AM, Radio Brownsburg for Brownsburg Varsity Baseball. Rob Kendall is my name. Thanks for joining us tonight as the Bulldogs play host for the first of a home-and-home with the Broncos of Lafayette Jeff. Before we begin tonight's ball game, let's thank our sponsors, those of us that are making today's broadcast possible. And we start with our friends at ICR Fence Company. Offense, defense, privacy fence, picket fence, chain link fence. All the fencing styles to fit your needs available at ICR Fence Company. ICR provides free on-site estimates at your convenience. Please call us at 858-8648 or check them on the web at icrfence.com. ICR is a local business and proud supporter of Brownsburg baseball and all dogs athletics. And spring is here. It's time to give that outdated jewelry a makeover. Diamonds are forever, but styles change and mountings wear away. Let the professionals at Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you create a fresh and unique custom design. Nelson Jewelers offers an in-house jewelry repair shop to ensure your jewelry receives the utmost care. Visit Nelson Jewelers for all your jewelry needs at 22 East Main Street and online at nelsonjewelers.com. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary. And last but certainly not least, our good friend Pete Fay, your State Farm agent. What is a good neighbor? It's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier. It's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs, so whether you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you'd expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. All right, let's meet the starting lineups for today's ball game for your Brownsburg Bulldogs. Traditional look for them. Michael Hartnagel leads off at short, followed by Tyler Houston in center. Hayden Shipman bats third and second. Hunter Liam in left. Cody Gill, the designated hitter, bats for the pitcher Ty McCoy in the fifth position. Kyle Yeager, the catcher, bats sixth. Sam Comer first batting seventh. Caleb Sampson at third bats eighth. And Garrett Ish, the right fielder, bats ninth. So Hartnagel, Houston, Shipman, Liam, Gill for McCoy, Yeager, Comer, Sampson, and Ish. For our friends from Lafayette Jeff, Austin Albrecht, center fielder, will lead off, followed by Bailey Perdue in right. Peter Ripke, the shortstop, bats third. Griff Clark, the pitcher, bats fourth. Keaton Hamilton, the left fielder, will bat in the fifth position. Reed Pitter, the catcher, bats sixth. Ethan Smith is a designated hitter. He'll bat for Joe House, the second baseman, in the seventh hole. Daniel Nelson, the first baseman, bats eighth. And Blake Nugent, the third baseman, will bat ninth. So Albrecht, Perdue, Ripke, Clark, Hamilton, Smith, Nelson, and Nugent for our friends from Lafayette Jeff. Thank everybody for tuning in today. As you can see on our video screen, for those of you that are watching on audiosportsonline.com, the Bulldogs have already completed their pregame warm-ups. They're in those traditional, or non-traditional, I should say, retro uniforms, the white tops with the purple stripes, Houston Astro-esque white pants. Visitors from Lafayette Jeff, gray uniforms, red letters and numbers, black hats. And Lafayette Jeff completing their pregame warm-ups. And then we're gonna have our national anthem, starting lineups from the PA address announcer, and baseball for you coming up here in just a couple of minutes right here on audiosportsonline.com. As we look ahead, remind you that our next broadcast coming your way, hard to believe, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our sixth broadcast of the year. Will be May 9th, right here at home against Harrison. It's Thursday night, and then Friday we'll be back here at 5:30 against Plainfield. So 2 games next week, a Thursday and Friday affair if you are a fan of Bulldog baseball. 2 chances to check us out. Don't forget, we also archive all of our broadcasts. So you go back and check out all of the games, all previous 5 games we broadcast this year. So excited about that. And we will step aside for just a few minutes as Lafayette Jeff wraps up their pregame warm. Well, we'll keep it here. It looks like they got just a few minutes to go there, so we don't want to have dead air until the PA address announcer takes his cue to get things going. Again, slated for 7 innings of play tonight. Rob Kendall is my name. Thanks for joining us. Flying solo this evening. We'll see what happens. And the field looking in remarkable shape, despite all the snow and rain and everything else that has compiled itself over the past several weeks and months in the central Indiana area. Kudos to head coach Eric Mattingly and his entire staff, and the kids, of course, because they're heavily involved in that as well. Going to remind you, for those of you tuning in on XRB Radio, 1610 AM, you're listening to Brownsburg Varsity Baseball, powered by Audio Sports Online. Those of you listening on XRB Radio, you can watch our broadcast today by simply heading over to audiosportsonline.com. If you're an iPad, iPhone, smartphone user, you will need to download the free Puffin browser, which is available on your iTunes store. So you can watch on there as well, but you do have to download the free Puffin browser. Free version available on the iTunes store. If you're a traditional Windows PC user, no download necessary. Just have to be able to play Flash. All right, so we will, as the umpires meet at the mound, we are going to go ahead and step aside for a few moments, and we'll have our starting lineups. And then varsity baseball coming up for you here on audiosportsonline.com and XRB Radio, 1610 AM. Welcome those of you that are still tuned in here on Audio Sports Online. They're still going through the coaches meeting behind home plate, an extended version, usually a pretty quick chat, but coaches take a few extra minutes to talk to each other. And certainly understandable. We're going over the ground rules, inbounds, out of bounds, fair play, foul play. And had a little bit of dark weather, it looked like, off in the east before today's game. And the Bulldogs coaching staff assured me that we would get the game in. It appears they're right. The darkness has faded away, and the light has taken hold. So, okay, now our coaches meeting over at the mound. And now we will turn it over to our public address announcer. Starting with the lineup for Lafayette Jeff, center field number 3, Austin Albrecht. Right field number 5, Bailey Purdue. Shortstop number 7, Peter Ripke. Pitching tonight number 22, Griff Clark. Left field number 11, Keaton Hamilton. Catching number 6, Reed Pittard. DH for tonight number 18, Ethan Smith. First base number 21, Daniel Nelson. Third base number 4, Blake Nugent. And at second base number 9, Joe House. And now the lineup for the Bulldogs. Starting off, number 4, the shortstop, Michael Hartnagel. Center field, number 6, Tyler Houston. Second base, number 2, Hayden Shipman. Left field, number 20, Hunter Liam. Pitching tonight, number 17, Ty McCoy. DHing, number 13, Cody Gill. Catching, number 3, Kyle Yeager. First base, number 24, Sam Comer. Third base, number 7, Caleb Sampson. And right field, number 22, Garrett Ish.
strongly encourage you to show your respect for the student athletes, coaches, officials, and spectators that are present at this event by recognizing their performance in a positive manner. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. And will you all please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
All right, there we go. Playing of our national anthem, our starting lineups, and we are just about ready to go. Special thanks to our weatherman, Shane Ray, back in the XRB radio studio. 71 degrees. Winds are out of the southeast at 10 miles an hour. And Shane's objectionable commentary, not objectionable commentary, but his objective commentary, I should say, is that it is not going to rain. So thank you, Shane. Certainly appreciate that. And we hope that stands true as the Bulldogs play host tonight to the Broncos of Lafayette Jefferson. Rob Kendall is my name. Thanks for joining us. Right here on Audio Sports Online. Today's game brought to you by our friends at ICR Fence, State Farm agent Pete Fay, and Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg. McCoy wrapping up the left-hander, his pregame warm-ups. Getting left to right. In the outfield, it's Liam, Houston, and Ish. In the infield, Sampson, Hartnagel, Shipman, and Comer. And your battery is McCoy and Yeager. It'll be Albrecht, Purdue, and Ripke, center fielder, right fielder, shortstop, to lead it off for the visiting Broncos of Lafayette Jeff. For those of you tuned in tonight on XRB Radio, 1610 a.m., you can also watch our broadcast on audiosportsonline.com. And if you were watching our broadcast on Audio Sports Online, you would know that the Bulldogs are in the retro uniforms again today. They've somewhat fond of those. So it'll be a lefty-lefty matchup as Albrecht steps in. McCoy looks in. Right-hander kicks and fires. Pitch on the way. Inside corner, strike one. Good job, as always, by the PA address announcer / scoreboard operator / official scorer, Adam Armstrong, doing his usual outstanding job. Swung on a missed strike two. And McCoy quickly ahead of the Bronco leadoff man. Nothing and two the count. Kicks and fires. McCoy's pitch. High and outside. Count moves to 1-2 strikes. Don't forget, 2 games coming up next week. We've got Harrison at home on the 9th, followed by Plainfield at home on the 10th. So Thursday/Friday affair next week on our broadcast schedule. McCoy's pitch. Lifted foul. 4-strike. Well, can't have more than 2 strikes until you have 3 strikes. So count remains 1-2. Infield straight away behind the bag at third, at first, even with the bag at third. 1-2 pitch, line drive, right field. That is going to get out for a base hit. As Ish will play it on the hop, 1-2 single leads off the ball game. Runner at first, nobody out, and Purdue will come to the plate. So now the pitcher McCoy will work out of the stretch, comes to the pause, looks the runner back, sets, kicks and fires, popped up right side. Comer giving chase under it, and he fell down and dropped the ball. He was under it, lost his footing, and could not make the catch. He did not touch the ball, so I guess he technically didn't drop it, so it would not be an error. No balls, one strike. McCoy to the set. Now throws over, runner back. The wind blowing towards left field, what little wind there is. To the set. Looks the runner back. Kicks and fires, pitch on the way, flipped back foul off the screen. And the count is 0-2. So McCoy throwing a lot of strikes early on, comes to the set. And the throw over to first again, runner back. Ripke on deck. Clark, the pitcher, who is 5-0 on the year. A throw over again to first. Again, the runner back. Busy day for some of these Bulldogs tomorrow as they have a morning game at Lafayette Jeff to wrap up this home and home. 11 a.m. start. Those of you interested in heading out. 0-2 pitch. Curveball flipped foul. Or the batter will hang alive. And then prom tomorrow night. So busy day for a couple of these Bulldogs. Many of them, I'm sure, that chosen to attend the prom. Set. Throw over to first again. Runner back. And McCoy spending a lot of time early on focusing on that runner at first base. Comes to the set. Looks in, kicks and fires. Curveball lifted into left field. That will get down for a base hit. And now it's first and second with nobody out. And Ripke, the shortstop, will come to the plate. So McCoy throwing a lot of strikes, unfortunately for him, throwing a lot of those strikes in the strike zone. And the Broncos hitting him hard early on. Coy looks the runner back, comes to the pause. They'll hold the runner at second. Sets up, pitch on the way. Low, ball one. Nice stop by Yeager. They will not hold the runner at first. Comer moving back towards the outfield grass. Comes the set. Looks the runner back. Sets, pitch. Lifted foul for a strike. One ball, one strike. Comer in the strike zone early on in this one. Set, pitch, flip back foul. Comes a set, looks the runner back. 1-2 pitch. Misses outside, count evens at 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Comes a set, looks the runner back again. Kicks and fires, pitch on the way, flip back foul. And McCoy, guy that's going to throw a lot of pitches in the strike zone. Not going to strike a lot of guys out. 2-strike pitch on the way. Here it comes. Flip back, foul again. So McCoy throwing a lot of pitches. Early on in this one, 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. First inning, no score. Runner at first and second. And that one's low. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Trouble early for the Brownsburg starter. Three-two pitch. Here it comes. Runners move. Flip back foul. Ripke, nice at bat. And as any veteran of Brownsburg baseball knows, you do not park in those first 2 rows at the high school. You park back to the back left part of the parking lot to ensure your vehicle's safety. 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Runner was moving, but it doesn't matter. So bases are loaded, nobody out, and Clark, the pitcher, chance to help himself out here in the first inning. Welcome those of you tuned in on XRB Radio, 1610 AM, Radio Brownsburg. Those of you also viewing tonight on audiosportsonline.com. Rob Kendall is my name. Thanks for joining us. Bases loaded, nobody out. First inning. From the pause. Kicks and fires. Pitch on the way. Line drive. Off the glove of the shortstop Hartnagel. 1 run in. Another runner going to hold there. Good throw to the plate. Unfortunately for him, not in time. Or rather, fortunately for the Bulldogs, it was a good enough throw that the runner did not come home from third. So 1-run plates, station-to-station baseball, third hit of the inning. And Keaton Hamilton, the left fielder, will come to the plate. Popped up, right side. Everybody giving chase. It's the second baseman, Shipman, making the call. He'll make the grab. That's an out. And the first out of the inning, bases still loaded as Pittard, the catcher, will come to the plate. Lefty versus lefty matchup, and that was a big first out. 1 run in, bases still loaded, and 1 out. Nothing in 1, the count. A 1 pitch from the stretch on the way, outside corner, strike 2. And the count moves to 0-2. From the set, McCoy's 0-2 delivery. Curveball pulled foul past the bag, and the count remains 0-2. And swung and a miss, strike 3, second out of the inning, and McCoy, despite all the trouble, is 1 batter away from getting out of the inning with limited damage. And it'll bring Ethan Smith, the designated hitter, to the plate. Batting for House, second baseman. Pitch on the way. Outside. Ooh, good pitch. Didn't get the call. Count evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. McCoy very much around the strike zone today. And that usually will play to your advantage on those close calls. From the set position. Steps off. Outside, ball 2. From the set. Outside quarter, strike 2. That was close. Two-two pitch on the way. Here it comes. Flip foul right side. Comer giving chase, running hard, and he's going to run out of room. And the count remains 2-2. So a big moment early in the ball game. If McCoy can get this third out here, he can minimize the damage, and the Bulldogs certainly in this one. Outside, ball 3. So now the count full 3-2. Runners will move on the pitch. Pitch, flipped, right field. Ish moving back under it, makes the two-handed grab, and that'll do it. It's a nice job by McCoy. Bases loaded, nobody out. Gets out of it with 1 run. And we will head to the bottom of the first with a 1-0 score. Offense, defense, privacy fence, picket fence, chain link fence. All the fencing styles fit your needs, available at ICR Fence Company. ICR provides free on-site estimates at your convenience. Please call us at 858-8648 or check them out on the web at icrfence.com. ICR is a local business and proud supporter of Brownsburg baseball and all dogs athletics. So, leading off for the Bulldogs, it'll be Hartnagel, followed by Houston, and then Shipman to begin the ball game. Defensively for the visiting Broncos of Lafayette Jeff, Clark and Pittard are your battery. Left to right in the outfield, it's Hamilton, Albrecht, and Purdue. Left to right in the infield, Nugent, Ripke, Howe, and Nelson. And Rob Kendall is my name. I thank everybody for joining us tonight, whether you're listening on XRB Radio, 1610 AM, or tuning in via video webcast on audiosportsonline.com. So 5-0 on the year for Clark. And he starts with a 1-run lead here in the bottom half of the first. That was a big chance for the Broncos. Kicks and fires, pitches low and away, ball 1. Really could have been much worse. But thankfully for the line drive into left field, base hit, leadoff single, and Hartnagel is aboard. Tyler Houston to the plate. So Houston to the plate, and he'll have a chance to move the runner over with nobody out. From the set, looks the runner back, pitch on the way, outside, ball 1. Clark works quickly, and obviously probably their premier pitcher at 5-0 on the year. Popped up, right side. Under it is the first baseman, Nelson, now coming in. And he will make the one-handed grab for out number 1. So Houston retired, Shipman to the plate. And the second baseman will bat with 1 out and 1 on. Throw over to first, runner back. Bulldogs in the retro white and purple uniforms. White pants, visitors. Lafayette Jeff as the runner's on the move. That's high and inside. Throw down to second. On the hop is not fielded cleanly, and it's a stolen base for the Bulldogs. Broncos in the road grays, red letters and numbers, black hats. Kicks and fires, pitch inside. Two balls, no strikes. Ground ball pulled to third, fielded on the bounce, throw across in time. Nice play by the third baseman Nugent. 2 outs, Liam to the plate. Sharply hit ball, but ended up being nothing more than a sharply hit out. From the set, pitch on the way. Nice pitch in there, a little bit low, though, is the call. And the count moves. Nothing in 1 to Liam. Bulldog cleanup batter. Looks back. And there's a base hit into left field. The runner will come around. He is going to score. There will not be a throw as the ball's cut off. And it is a 2-out RBI single for Liam. Nice job. Bulldogs tie it up at 1, and Cody Gill to the plate, who bats for the pitcher, McCoy. I'm going to say hi to our biggest fan, Cameron Gibson, who's listening at home tonight. Hi, Cameron. Cameron, a huge Bulldog sports enthusiast. Ground ball up the middle. Oh, great play by the shortstop, Ripke. Throws to first in time. What a play. Ripke diving behind the bag, fields the ball, makes the throw in time, and that'll do it. So the Bulldogs tie it up at 1 as we head to the top half of the second. Hey, spring is here. It's time to give that outdated jewelry a makeover. Diamonds are forever, but styles change and mountings wear away. Let the professionals at Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you create a fresh and unique custom design. Nelson Jewelers offers an in-house jewelry repair shop to ensure your jewelry receives the utmost care. Visit Nelson Jewelers for all your jewelry needs at 22 East Main Street and online at nelsonjewelers.com. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary.
Can you get that sent to ESPN for play of the day? Run out of Dandy. This team is so.
All right, so to the top half of the second, we play along, tied at 1 now, as the Bulldogs defensive unit back onto the field. It'll be Nelson, followed by Nugent, and then Albrecht for the visitors. Outside corner, strike one. Boy, both these pitchers throwing a lot of strikes early on tonight, which hopefully means it makes for a fast game. I'm all for a fast game, though that first inning, because of all the hits, did take almost 25 minutes. Outside. Pitch. Swung on, fouled back, strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top half of the second, 1-1. So we might as well have not even played that first inning. Pitch. Put back foul. It remains even at 2. McCoy not going to strike a lot of guys out, so the defense will have to come ready to play this evening. Ground ball, foul, past third base. Outside, count moves full, 3-2. Outside quarters, strike 3. So just as I said, McCoy doesn't strike a lot of guys out. Of course, he would strike the next batter out. Nugent to the plate.
Next up, third baseman, number 4, Blake Nugent.
One out, nobody on. Friday evening game here from Brownsburg High School. Popped up, right side, coming in, under it, grab, out, number 2. Nice play by Ish for the second out of the inning.
Next up, center fielder number 3, Austin Albrecht.
Albrecht back to the plate. You know, one of the things that we have talked about is the Bulldogs' fundamentals, both throwing strikes and playing defense, and that appears to be getting better as we roll along. Same thing happened last year. Put back foul for strike. As the Bulldogs really hit their stride midway through the season, finished strong, and they made a nice run in the tournament. I'm sure head coach Eric Mattingly hoping for something very similar this year. Outside, ball 1. Went on a shopping spree, Armstrong. What do you think? Yeah, $358 at Kohl's. But I saved $500, so I should feel good about myself. Flip back foul. I mean, you saw me last week and you see me now. Do I look more impressive than I did a week ago? I think the shoes. Yeah, it's those neon yellow, neon orange shoestrings. Really, really seal the deal for a lot of people. What's that? No, it was just me. All by myself. Yes, I did. I did have the 30% off coupon. Yes. Which was highly advantageous. Pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. That'll do it. So, quick 1-2-3 for the Bulldogs as they head to the bottom of the second, still tied at 1. Hey, nothing makes you think of the future like holding it in your arms. The wonder of being a new parent includes planning for your child's future, and now's the time to start looking to someone who's been there from the start. State Farm agent Pete Fay in Brownsburg can ensure your life insurance will keep pace with your family's growing financial needs. So for more information on life insurance, visit State Farm agent Pete Fay, 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You know, in all this excitement, I lost track of who's leading off for the Bulldogs this inning, Adam. I'm going to guess Yeager, Comer, Sampin. And it looks like I am correct.
Leadoff inning for the Bulldogs. Catcher, number 3, Kyle Yeager.
Yeager bunts. Nicely bunted. Field throw. Great play by the catcher Pittard. That was an excellent bunt. And, of course, the Bulldogs trying to take advantage of those grass baselines that they have now, where that ball will deaden. And a great play by the catcher Pittard for the Broncos for out number 1. Comer to the plate. Pitch. Fastball high. Ball 1. Ground ball pulled foul past the bag at third. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight right here on audiosportsonline.com. Rob Kendall here with you. Adam Armstrong doing an excellent job pressing all the buttons on the actual scoreboard, as well as the PA announcing and music, and is the default official score. Ground ball up the middle, hit the mound, and it'll still ricochet into center field for a base hit. Nice job there by Comer for the one-out single. Caleb Sampin comes to the plate. Good job by Shane Ray back in the XRB radio studios, pressing all of the buttons. Fly ball. That's going to fall in left field for a hit. They'll play it on a hop. And the Bulldogs have runners at first and second with one out. Those of you know, the reason we momentarily pause when the ball is hit the left field, there is a giant wall in our way. So we have to peek around to the left or the right. I could sit closer to Adam, but then I feel like I'd be invading his space. So I'll just choose to wait and peek around the wall. Ish to the plate. Runner at first, runner at second, one out. So runner back, comes to the set, now steps off. In there for a strike. Pause the plate, the pitch. High and inside. Bulldogs making some noise here in the second. So runner back, comes to the set. There's a delivery, ground ball pulled foul past the bag at third. Pitcher is 5-0. That is correct. So runner back, kicks and fires. Line drive, foul past the bag at third. Here's how we'll do this, Adam. You'll give me, if you signal with the right hand, it's fair. With the left hand, it's foul. And that way I'll know, and I won't have to get up next to you when I look around the wall. Pitch is low. And the count moves even at 2. As you don't know, I could be standing up and peer around the wall. That'd be easier, but that would mean I'd have to stand. So I choose to sit, and rely on our community servant / friend Adam Armstrong. Fly ball right field, and that is a home run foul. Adam Armstrong clearly signaling with the left hand. That was a home run foul ball. A very long, inconsequential pitch. Not even a strike because there was already 2 strikes. Inconsequential? Well, we'll give it a go. Line drive up the middle. Great play again by Ripke. Throws from his knees. Not in time, but that is the second outstanding play that Ripke has made in the ball game. And I'll tell you what, he didn't get it out there, but he definitely saved a run as Hartnagel up high, ball 1. Hey, Kelly, one thing they do have to do is clear the computer, though, I think. They have to get the computer cleared through. No, yes. It's a Wi-Fi, yes. Inconsequential. Let's give it a go. Let's see if I can pull it off. Inconsequuen. There's a ground ball off the glove of the pitcher, and Ripke able to knock it down, but all hands are going to be safe. Now I got to start over on inconsequential. The run comes in. The Bulldogs take the lead, and it's 2-1. We'll give it a go now again as Tyler Houston comes to the plate. Inconsequential. We'll see if that's right. Harry Carey would have been proud. There's a pitch in there for a strike. So resetting the game for those of you. It's now 2-1, bases loaded, 1 out. That might have been a double play ball if the pitcher, Clark, had not put the glove out there. Outside corner for a strike. And a set of unfortunate circumstances for him. He's thrown a lot of strikes early on. Line drive up the middle, base hit, 1 run in. Nice play there by Albrecht. He'll fire it home. Ball's cut off, and station-to-station baseball puts the Bulldogs up 3-1. 7 hits already for the Bulldogs.
Next up, the second baseman, number 2, Hayden Shipman.
Well, we talked all year long that if the Bulldogs can get those fundamentals down, they certainly have the talent to do some damage, not only in the conference, but also come tournament time. And now we're going to have a meeting at the mound. And as we have a meeting at the mound, we'll take a moment to read one of our sponsors. Offense, defense, privacy fence, picket fence, chain link fence. All the fencing styles to fit your needs available at ICR Fence Company. ICR provides free on-site estimates at your convenience. Please call us at 858-8648 or check the web at icrfence.com. ICR is a local business and proud supporter of Brownsburg baseball and all Dogs athletics. No pitching change, thus meaning Clark has not thrown the ball bad. He's thrown a lot of strikes. The Bulldogs have just hit the strikes. And as the old saying goes, to the victors go the spoils. Popped up right side foul. Strike 1. Pretty good crowd for the Bulldog faithful here tonight, or Friday. See some recognizable faces. Foul ball, strike 2. Special thanks to Adam, clearly extending the left hand right in front of my face, in case I missed it. You can usually judge by the fan reaction whether it's fair or foul, but just in case, we've got all bases covered. Line drive, fair into left field. 1 run in, another runner going to come around, and it's a 2 RBI single, first and second, 5-1 the score. Bulldogs rolling here in the second on a slew of singles. Very unusual to see these sort of runs come across without an extra base hit.
Next up, left fielder number 20, Hunter
I do also see Mr. Wagner out there. Now we're going to have a pitching change as Clark, I should say, threw a lot of strikes, but a lot of strikes that were hit in the fair direction. So we will take a quick pause, tell you more about the new pitcher in just a moment. Ethan Smith, the new pitcher for the visiting Broncos of Lafayette. Jeff, did he enter for Ripke?
No, he did not. Smith was now pitching hitter.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
So Ethan, Joe House was second. He's out of the game.
Ah.
Clark is going from the pitcher's mound to second base.
Okay, there we go. Well, the real victim of the pitching change is Mr. House because he has to come out of the ball game as Ethan Smith was the designated hitter, now the pitcher, and Clark goes to second. So poor Mr. House did nothing wrong, but yet is the only one that ends up out of the game. It's always the guy that doesn't deserve it. All right, Hunter Liam to the plate, 5-1. Bulldogs with the lead. And trying to do more damage. Runner at first, runner at second, one out. And Smith is the pitcher of record, steps off. Now also a right-hander. Keep in mind, Bulldogs will turn right around tomorrow morning, head up to Lafayette, Jeff, to take on these same Broncos. Pitch low, ball one, nice stop. And the runner will take third base and second base. That was a nice stop by Pittard, but couldn't get up to get the ball out of his glove. Or get the ball out of the dirt, I should say. Fast enough to make a difference. So 5-1. From the set, pitch, fastball, strike. And the Bulldogs trying to add to the lead. Bottom half of the second inning. Pause to the plate, pitch on the way, outside and low for another ball. Comes to the set. Pitch on the way. Ground ball to first. Nice field by Nelson. He'll step on the bag. No advance by the runners. And it's a second out as Gill will come to the plate. 2 outs, 2 on in the bottom of the second. Two on, 2 out, 4 in, 5-1 the score. Gill, line drive, foul, past the bag at first. That had extra bases written all over it, had it been a little bit to the left. Well, if we're going to do right field, Adam. I can see right field, but if we're gonna do that, it'll be your right hand will be foul, and your left hand would be fair. But I can clearly see the outfield line there, low and in the dirt. Nice stop by Pittard. But I appreciate you thinking about me. That means a great deal. From set, pitch on the way, outside for a ball. Ground ball hit sharply towards first. Fielded. Pitcher covers, and he is out. Yes, he is out. Okay. Nice play by the first baseman Nelson. Good hustle by the new pitcher of record Smith. And that is the third out of the inning. So we head to the top of the third. It is a 5-1 Bulldogs lead. Brownsburg strands 2 runners in scoring position. Spring is here. It's time to give that outdated jewelry a makeover. Diamonds are forever, but styles change and mountings wear away. Let the professionals at Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you create a fresh and unique custom design. Nelson Jewelers offers an in-house jewelry repair shop to ensure your jewelry receives the utmost care. Visit Nelson Jewelers for all your jewelry needs at 22 East Main Street and online at nelsonjewelers.com. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary, Nelson Jewelers.
Leadoff inning for the Broncos. Right fielder number 5, Bailey Purdue.
Purdue will lead it off for the visitors, our friends from Lafayette Jeff, who trail it 5-1. And he'll be followed by Ripke and then Clark. Fastball outside corner. Oh no, they did not give him the credit for a strike. Popped up right side, coming in and making the grab. Is Ish out number 1. Peter Ripke to the plate, followed by Griff Clark. McCoy really settled down after that rocky first inning. Had many of the same problems that Clark did, actually. Threw a lot of strikes, but unfortunately for him, those strikes were hit and hit hard. Ripke has played a great defensive game, although he only has a couple, maybe one out to show for it. Has saved a couple runs out there with his glove. Popped up, left side, into the wind. Going back is the center fielder Houston on the warning track and will make the grab. A very long out for out number 2.
Next up, second baseman number 22, Griff Clark.
Pacers start tonight. I believe is it 8 o'clock? 7 o'clock. High for a ball. I got it. 7 o'clock. 2 out, nobody on. 2 balls, no strikes. Celtics and Knicks, Game 6 tonight, too. So good night for basketball, if you are a fan of such endeavors. Popped up, foul. Inside corner first. Was that a strike? Yeah, I was going to say, the umpire made the signal as though it was. I think you're right, Adam. I think he thought it was strike 3. That was a strike. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that will do it. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Head to the bottom of the third, 5-1. Bulldogs leading it over the Broncos. Hey, what is a good neighbor? It's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier. State Farm agent Pete Fay takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs, whether you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement. He's got to help you'd expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Oh, I love hearing that. Haven't heard that for a long time. Yeah. My daughter just got a new phone, and I called her the other day at the house, and it's got that new NFL thing. Yeah. I said, "Oh, honey, that." Yeah, she said, "I got that. I know when I hear that music, I know it's you called." Yeah, you guys got to get Sweet Caroline, man. I'm telling you. I went on YouTube and saw when Neil Diamond sang it. That guy went on his own dime, walked up and said, "Hey, I'm gonna buy a ticket. I'm Neil Diamond. I'm gonna sing." It was awesome.
All right, so Yeager will lead it off, followed by Comer and Sampson as we head to the bottom of the third, 5-1. Smith still on the mound for the visitors. Rob Kendall's my name. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeager lifts a high infield fly. Host of Broncos calling for it, and running all the way in and making the catch is Ripke, the shortstop.
First baseman, number 24, Sam Comer.
Comer to the plate. I believe he singled and scored his first time through. Ground ball pulled foul, past the bag at third. Good job, Adam. You know, we really need to get Adam like an orange shirt, like the cone people. Line drive, center field. That's over the head of Albrecht. That's going to go all the way to the wall. One hops the wall. Comer on his way to second. It's a one-out double. He's 2 for 2. And the Bulldogs have another runner in scoring position.
Now up, third baseman, number 7, Caleb Sampson.
Caleb Sampson to the plate now. He'll bat with the runner at second. And one out. Smith sets. Pitch on the way. Fastball outside. Gets past Pittard. Comer will take third. So the Bulldogs now with the runner at third and one man out. Well, I would give it a wild pitch. I always put the onus on the pitcher. High and inside. As I was not a pitcher past the age of about 12, I can feel free to do that. 5-9-0 for the Bulldogs. 1-3-0 for the Broncos. There's a nice pitch over the outside corner. Both these teams, pretty good programs. You think about the history of both teams and what they've accomplished. So always nice to see them get together, and good kids. Infield is in, by the way, for the Broncos. That pitch is outside. And you even notice that the players for the Broncos do the right fundamental thing. They always back up the throw from the catcher to the pitcher when there's a runner on base, especially a runner at third. Outside ball for Sampson walks. So a double play now in order, and sensing that, the Broncos will head back to their regular positions, ish to the plate. Squares around to bunt, takes a strike. 0-1. Pitch down the, pretty good pitch. Called for a ball. It's right down the middle to me. But that's why he's the umpire and I am not. All right, first and third, one out. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for a strike. Moves to 1-2. One and two. Runner at first, held on. Pitch on the way. Ground ball hit slowly. Nice glove by the third baseman. He'll go to second, one. Throw to first, and there is no throw to first. Runner will come home to score. Great play by the third baseman. But Comer will score, and that'll make it a 6-1 ball game. Nugent outstretched arms. He was in on the grass. Good job not only just to knock it down, but also get that out at second. So we've seen some great defensive plays from the Broncos, even though they are trailing by 5 runs. It could be much worse if not for their defense. Hartnagel to the plate. And you get the feeling on a day like today that 6 runs, even though McCoy pitching pretty well thus far, may not be enough. We shall see. Popped up, left side. Moving over is Ripke. He's under it. And he'll squeeze it for the third out of the inning. So, Bulldogs go down. They do, however, score another run. So we will head to the top of the fourth with a 6-1 Brownsburg lead.
I think the coach is going to go down there several years. Stay at the same hotel.
So Hamilton will lead it off. Be followed by Pittard and then Smith. Coy wheels and deals. Pitch low. Ball one. Again, Rob Kendall is my name. Thanks for joining us tonight. Whether you're tuned in on XRB Radio, 1610 AM, or on audiosportsonline.com. Certainly appreciate that. I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's games. For tonight's game, ICR Fence Company, Nelson Jewelers, as well as Pete Fay, your State Farm agent. So thanks for allowing us to come out. Special thanks to Coach Mattingly for hooking us up with some sponsors this year, now enabling us to not only do the audio feed, there's a foul ball past the bag at third. Adam Armstrong signaling with the right hand that was fair. However, Adam was incorrect. We will ask Adam in the future to allow the umpire to make the call. You'll want to let the umpire make the call on that before you give the signal. And Coach Mattingly able to talk to some of these fine local merchants we've told you about and expand our coverage from audio to video this year. So appreciate Coach and all those parents and sponsors that have helped out on the video side of things. 3-1 the count. McCoy, the pitcher, leads 6-1 in the top of the fourth. Pause to the plate. Pitch on the way. Ground ball hits slowly towards third. Sampson fields gloves, throws across. Good stretch by Comer. Out number one.
Next up with Broncos catcher, number 6, Reed Pittard.
Pittard to the plate. Ball one. Outside, pretty good pitch. Ball two. As I said, Pacers chance to close it out tonight. They have not won at the Hawks Stadium in 3 coaches. Ground ball sharply towards second. Bobbled, fielded, throw in time. Nice play by Shipman for out number 2. So everything going the Bulldogs' way thus far tonight as Brownsburg leads it by 5 here in the top of the fourth.
Now number 18, Ethan Smith.
Ethan Smith to the plate. Smith, the designated hitter, or was the designated hitter, now the pitcher. Pitch on the way, a high and outside, ball one. Baseball, by far the most silent sport we broadcast. Deafening cheers during football. And basketball, very loud as well because you got the pep band right next to where we broadcast from. So it is eerily silent up at the baseball press box. Pitch on the way, ground ball hits slowly towards short. Hartnagel rather, in with it up across in time, and that will do it. So we go to the bottom of the fourth, 4-0. Bulldogs lead it. I'm sorry, 6-1. Bulldogs lead it. All right, to the Bottom half of the fourth play log. Rob Kendall here with you on what has turned out to be a lovely Friday night. Rain during the morning, sort of rain in the afternoon, but nothing in the evening. Are you on Twitter? Okay. I was going to follow you. Tyler Houston, the batter for the Bulldogs. He'll be followed. Need to switch my sheet here. Followed by Shipman and then Liam here in the bottom half of the fourth. Line drive. Fair into left field. Base hit. Adam Armstrong giving the right hand signal. Indeed, that was a leadoff single. Shipman to the plate. Now here's my question, Adam. You just played the John Cena theme during the intermission as the teams were warming up. But do you have the CM Punk theme? Oh, you don't know. You're just clicking music. Runner goes. Throw is wide of the bag. Oh, they called him out. Wow. I don't know which game that umpire was watching, but it was not this one. But he is out. Good throw by the catcher Pittard. It was wide of the bag to the shortstop side. The runner had slid down and was popping himself up, and they called him out. Now, the very next pitch, Sampson rips one into left field, but it will be caught on the run. Nice play by Hamilton for out number 2. That was an atrociously atrocious call. And that'll bring Liam to the plate. So a bit of a break for the visitors. No one will accuse these umpires of being homers tonight. And Smith to the plate. Liam pops it back for a strike. Pitch, line drive, right field. That'll fall in for a hit. Good piece of hitting by Liam there, flipping the bat out at the ball. Now that is a big out call there at second because that would have probably plated a run. So Cody Gill to the plate. From the pause to the plate, the pitch, low ball 1. Tagged you on Facebook. I did. From the set, pitch, ground ball, right side. Nice play by Clark. Throw to first in time. And that will do it. So we head to the top of the 5th. 6-1. Bulldogs lead it over the Broncos. All right, on to the top of the fifth. Play along. Nelson will lead it off for the visitors. He'll be followed by Nugent and then Albrecht. One ball, no strikes. Rocky beginning for McCoy. A+ since then. In fact, I don't think he's given up a hit. Maybe. Kexon fires, pitch on the way, line drive into right center field, moving over under it is Houston, and will make the grab for out number 1. Nugent to the plate. He'll bat with the bases empty and 1 out. Pitch on the way. It's low for a ball. One ball, no strikes. McCoy looks in. Fastball inside, ball 2. Special thanks to those of you listening on XRB Radio, 1610 AM, and those of you viewing tonight on audiosportsonline.com. Don't forget our next broadcast will be May the 9th, which is Thursday. We are going to be, there's a strike, going to be at home against Harrison, and then we will be home again on Friday against Plainfield. Ground ball hit sharply towards second. Shipman under it. Up with it. Across. In time. 2 up, 2 down. I believe next year is it for the rivalry with the Lafayette schools. Starting in 2015, it will no longer be Lafayette in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. So this is 1 more year to go. We'll see how that all shakes out. I know Avon has added Plainfield in their football schedule. I think they also added Ben Davis and somebody else. I can't remember who. It was maybe it was Lawrence North or Lawrence Central. There's a shot to right field. Ish giving chase. It's at the track. It's off the wall. Runner rounds first. He'll pull in at second. And a nicely stroked double there by the leadoff man, Albrecht. Boy, that one, if he'd hit it to left field, it would have been a home run. Well, the winds really died down, and that's part of the reason it was not a home run. Bailey Purdue to the plate now, and a chance to cut into this Bulldog lead, 6-1 in the top of the 5th. Yeah, Brownsburg may have, I don't think they picked up Ben Davis. They picked up one of us, Avon and Brownsburg, one of them picked up North and one of them picked up Central. Lawrence North, Lawrence Central. And then I think Avon has also picked up Plainfield as well as, I think it's Ben Davis. Because, of course, Plainfield every year has that customary second game of the year as a whole on their schedule because of the way their conference shakes out. They have 7 games in their conference, and their opening game is always against Danville. So they always have an open thing, which has now apparently been secured. Nice to see that rivalry coming back. Flipped right side, Ish moving over towards the line. Now back, under it, makes the grab, and the inning is over. So we head to the bottom of the 5th. 6-1, Bulldogs lead it. On to the bottom of the fifth. We play along. Bulldogs lead it by 5. Alex Albrecht is the new second baseman. He was actually in the ball game last inning. That was not reported up to us. So he made that third out. If you're just tuning in tonight, Bulldogs lead it by a score of 6-1 in the bottom of the fifth. It'll be Anthony Travelstead, number 21. He's a sophomore. And he is the man with the John Cena theme. Or you played it, whether or not it was actually his theme or not. Let's see, who is on deck? Yeah, Travelstead is a pinch hitter, and he smokes one into left center field, and that one's going to roll all the way to the wall. Welcome to the ball game, Travelstead, and he'll pull up at second. Yeah, he hit for Kyle Yeager, the catcher, as Sam Comer, who has had a smoking hot bat in his 2 at-bats, 2 hits, will come to the plate. It's that Cena theme, I'm telling you. Yeah. I gave, when you played it out there in between innings, I saw the wrestling coach out there, and I gave him the John Cena "You Can't See Me" sign. Yeah, he thought that was quite humorous. Because, of course, we broadcast some Brownsburg wrestling events this past year. And, you know me, always wanted to try to mix real wrestling with pretend wrestling. You know, I always hate to use the term fake wrestling because those guys get hit in the there's a smoke ball to right field. Unfortunately, it's right at Purdue. He's going to make the grab. Runner will tag. Travelstead coming to third. Here's the throw. Cut off. And runner safely advances third. That's good at bat for Comer. Another sharply hit ball, even though it was an out. 1 out. Caleb Sampson to the plate. If you get hit with a chair, yeah, that hurts. I know they, stage it and they know how to take the hit, but I'm telling you, if you're getting thrown off the top of a cage, I realize you know how to take the fall, but you're still getting thrown off the top of a cage, even if that board you fall through is a breakaway board. 15 feet is 15 feet. Popped right side foul and out of play. I like to say the outcomes are the only thing that's really scripted in the ring. Yeah. Six to 1 the score. 12 hits for the Bulldogs. 4 hits for the visiting Broncos. Neither one has committed an error. And again, I mentioned earlier, as the infield's in for the Broncos, you got to give Lafayette Jeff, very well coached, good fundamentals. Both the catcher or the shortstop and the second baseman back up the throw from the catcher when that runner's at third. There's a little fisted blooper into center field. It'll fall in for a hit, and Sampson plates another run. 7 to 1 for the Bulldogs. Well, if you were trying to bottle up a game, if Eric Mattingly had the ability to do that, this would certainly probably be the game. Great pitching, good defense, and outstanding hitting thus far. Up high for a ball. One out. Pause to the plate. The pitch popped up right side. Foot race to the ball now as off the glove of the first baseman Nelson. He tried to, it was kind of sideways under the ball. Couldn't get around it. I'm sure he'll say he should have caught it. But it hit off the webbing of his glove and fell harmlessly down. That'll go as an error. He definitely should have had the ball. He just got a little caught up in the wind there, I think, and he ended up sideways on the ball, tried to make the catch, and of course Garrett Ish will take it because that means he gets to keep batting. Some of the Bulldog fans shouting words of enthusiasm for Garrett. Pitch on the way. That's high and inside. Heads up. Ish able to duck out of the way. Pause to the plate. Pitch on the way. Pop back foul for a strike. Hard to believe the year is almost over. Yeah, absolutely. That always, when we round into May for baseball season, always swung on a missed strike three. Yeah, that is strike three-ish. A little upset with himself for swinging at that one. Asked himself, why did I do that? Hartnagel to the plate now. He'll be out with a runner at first, 2 out. I think about all the games that I broadcast during the season. Now, because of course Adam Armstrong does the scoreboard, does the book during basketball season. Man of many talents during football. What do you do during football? Right. The play clock. Because Walters does the game clock. So, yeah, you probably do literally hundreds of games. Flip back foul for a strike. That's a lot of games. But we're glad you're doing them. Somebody has to. Back to the ball game. Pitch on the way. Curveball hit back foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bottom of the 5th, Bulldogs lead at 7-1. And certain wins you feel better about than others. Obviously, Lafayette Jeff, a very good team. So the Bulldogs will certainly take the win where they can get it against a very good squad, especially since you got to go back to their place tomorrow. If they can hold on, of course. Game a long way from being over. Set, pitch, up high. Runner goes. Fly ball. Shallow right field. Out in the outfield grass is the second baseman, Albrecht. He'll make the catch, and that'll do it. So we'll head to the top of the 6th. 7-1. Dogs lead it. Ripke will lead it off as we head to the top half of the 6th. He'll be followed by Clark and then Hamilton. Right, Albrecht and then Hamilton. Clark out of the ball game. Still a long way to go, though. Bulldogs up by 6, but as we saw in the first inning, Broncos can certainly hit and hit often. Pitch on the way. Curveball drops in there for a strike. McCoy's thrown a lot of strikes tonight. And I'm sure Eric Mattingly, on some of the pitching performances so far this year, very pleased to see that. Curveball is low. What is McCoy? What year is he? Is he a junior? He's a junior. That's right, because he did pitch a little bit last year. And certainly as a left-hander, could be what you would call a commodity maybe next year as colleges. You had to take a look in their first. They usually say that summer after your junior year is when the colleges really start taking a long look at these guys. Summer baseball. Oh, good curveball. He wanted it, didn't go for it. Nice eye there by Ripke, and that's ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no body out. We are in the top half of the 6th inning. McCoy cruising right along. Let's see if he can keep it up. High and outside, ball 4. Leadoff man is aboard, and that'll bring Albrecht to the plate. I was going to say, he looks a little small out there. He is a freshman.
Next up, second baseman number 2, Alex Albrecht.
But obviously can play, or he wouldn't be in. I'm full of good points. That's what I do. Pitch down the middle, take it for a strike. There is action in the Bulldog bullpen. Yes, as well as Lafayette Jefferson. Oh, there's a shot into right field. Ish going over, though. He's under it and will make the grab for out number 1. Good night for McCoy to be pitching. Bulldog defense on top of its game thus far, making all the routine plays that they should have made. Hamilton, the left fielder, to the plate, and Pittard, the catcher, will be on deck. Set, kick, fire, pitch, fastball, outside corner, strike 1. Tell you what, McCoy's done an excellent job tonight of really painting that outside corner. He has worked out there all evening long. And there he goes again, and a strike 2. Once again, the right side of the Brownsburg baseball diamond often peppered with foul balls. And if you park your car out there, you do so at your own risk. Kick, fire, delivery, foul ball again.
In the first quarter, Pacers 21, Atlanta 20.
Pacers leading it by 1 at the end of the first quarter, 21-20. You know, I don't know who scored the first points in this game 6, but through game 5, I'm sorry, but through game 4, the team that had scored first lost every game. Hawks scoring first the first 2 games, Pacers scoring first the second 2 games. And I believe the second quarter, ground ball slowly hit towards third. Sampson in, running throw, got him. Good play. Out number 2. And second out of the inning. You know, the weather may have something to do with the better defense, too. Give the guys a little loose, able to move a little bit better. Arm feel a little bit, better. I don't know. But Bulldogs have played some nice defense tonight, as have the Broncos. Neither team really has hurt themselves defensively. Ripke's made some outstanding plays. And yeah, both first basemen have committed errors. Well, first one wouldn't go as an error, even though it may have been on Comer. But yeah, the one error by the Lafayette Jeff first baseman, Nelson, and that was really kind of a tough play. Well, Adam, under official baseball rules, that is an error. Inside, that's hit, foul, as the catcher was trying to get out of the way, or the Lafayette Jeff catcher, who is also the batter, was trying to get out of the way. Ball accidentally hit the bat. Fortunately for him, it rolled foul. That would have been an out because Yeager was all over it. Yeah, the ball's not going to go far with these grass baselines. Pitch, ground ball pulled towards first. Comer fields and gets a nice local bounce on that one. Makes the third out of the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. 7-1, Dogs ahead.
We got a new pitcher. Number 8 is Jake House, Joe's brother. Jake House, right-hander now pitching for the Broncos. Number 8, Jake House. About that. Brother. What? Jake's known to his brother. Huh. You know, I had a younger brother, and when I was a freshman, I was on the varsity as a freshman. But my sophomore, junior, senior year, I threw to my brother. Really? 3 years of my career. Yeah. Threw a no-hitter. When I was a junior. Your brother was catching. That's pretty cool. Yeah, still got the baseball, the flag, the whole bit. Yeah, still got all that. Walk 2, what a perfect game.
So Jake House will be the new pitcher for the Lafayette Jefferson Broncos. He'll pitch to Houston.
Leadoff game for the Bulldogs.
Shipman and Liam. So one at-bat left for the Bulldogs, and then they'll hope to get 3 up, 3 down in the 7th and be done with it and score a big win here tonight over the Broncos. Remind everybody, we will be coming your way next Thursday night at home against Harrison. Pitch on the way, low ball 1. And then we will outside for a ball.
Come on, Jake. You got those strikes, buddy.
Ground ball hit towards third, fielded. Nice play behind the bag, throw across, in time, good play. And Nugent has been solid over there at third all night long. Makes the out, 1 up, 1 down.
Now up by Austin Jones.
Austin Jones will be the batter. Pinch hitter for Hayden Shipman, second baseman. Ground ball hit high off the home plate. Nice play by Ripke coming behind the bag. Throws wide of first and a head first slide by Jones. He is safe. Yeah, that's got to be a hit. That was a very tough play for Ripke. Came all the way from short. Got the ball behind the bag, almost on the second base side of the bag. Fired it across. Unfortunately for him, it was just a little bit off kilter. Tyler Westrich to the plate. Pinch hitting for Liam. Bulldogs trying to get some different guys get some at-bats here in this one. As they're feeling pretty good about their chances at this point. Still 3 outs left to get, but a sizable 7-1 lead. Probably the game of the year for the Bulldogs so far, especially if they can wrap it up. Ball in the dirt. Jones running. Pittard throw, and he is going to be out. Yes, great throw by Pittard. And Pittard got credit for an out earlier he didn't deserve, but that one he definitely deserved. Great play. And second base runner caught stealing tonight by him. 2 of 3, I believe. Foul ball. Now, McGowan is on deck to pinch hit, and he is very upset that runner was thrown out because now if Westrich does not get on base, he will not get to bat. So Westrich has immense pressure from the entire McGowan family to turn this 3-1 count into a trip down to first base. Fouls it off. Strike 2. Thank you. The fact that the Bulldog team fielded that ball also showed me it was foul. Little flip to second, and Albrecht will throw to first in time, and that will do it. Again, one final time, I want to thank our sponsors, including ICR Fence Company, Pete Fay, your State Farm agent, and Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg. So I want to thank them for their sponsorship of today's ball game. Certainly could not have made our broadcast possible without those fine folks. So we'll see. The Bulldogs, they still have 3 outs left to get before they can call it a day here. And obviously the 3 outs are in the last inning are always the toughest 3. So we'll see what McCoy can do. Obviously he'd like to finish it.
Okay, we do have a pinch hitter, number 26, Taylor Kurtz.
Taylor Kurtz will be the pinch hitter for the Broncos. And they do not report substitutions up to the broadcast booth like they used to. So we will try to, if there have been Bulldog defensive substitutions, we'll try to fill you in as we can pick them up. So McCoy will take it himself. Let's see what he can do. Outside corner strike. Man, he has owned that outside corner tonight. McCoy kicks and fires. Pitch on the way. Line drive hit towards second. Fielded on a hop. Up across. In time. Out number 1. Is that still, No, I was going to say, is that...
First baseman, number 21, Daniel Nelson.
Daniel Nelson to the plate. I was trying to see if second base was still Liam. Or, I'm sorry, Shipman. I think so. Based on the dirt on the uniform. A little hard to tell through the fence. Yeah, I think it is. Pitch in there for a strike, so a nice play by Shipman for out number 1. Nelson to the plate, and then he'll be followed by Nugent. Nugent, third baseman, has made some outstanding plays over there at third base today. I wish. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, whether you've listened on XRB Radio 1610 AM or viewed on audiosportsonline.com. We'll have the video webcast. Try to have that up by tomorrow for you. So go back and check out the game again if you missed it, or know somebody that wanted to watch that missed it. You can watch again and again. This is what we think will be a Bulldog victory here tonight. McCoy trying to wrap it up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thanks to Shane Ray back in the XRB studios. Popped up foul, right side and out of play. Fly ball, shallow right center field. Moving in is the center fielder. Houston, grab, out, number 2. So down to the final out.
Next up, third baseman, number 4, Blake Nugent.
Nugent, last chance for the visitors. Yeah, especially when you think the first inning lasted half an hour. It's the rest of the game has been played an hour and 15 minutes. Fly ball, center field. Houston started in, moving back, still back, at the track, at the wall, makes the grab, and that will do it. So the Bulldogs take it tonight by a score of 7-1. Want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to also thank Athletic Director Kelly Wagner and the entire athletic staff at Brownsburg High School, Jason Starkweather, and the tech department. And I want to thank you at home for listening. So until next time, Bulldogs take it by a score of 7-1. I'm Rob Kendall saying, have yourself a great weekend.